go. Cool. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's been a little bit of a long break. I took a little bit of a hiatus from everything, from social media in general. So I'm going to get back into it. I was kind of slacking during the Christmas break, took a little bit of a break, kind of needed it. But I'm going to jump back into it. Just remember that if you want to become a member and learn to weld live, $10 a month, YouTube channel, live session member tier, and you can learn how to weld, be part of the community, daily posts on welding and information and filler metals and new products and all that fun stuff. Project ideas, yeah. So, when we get started, I'm gonna work on this exhaust system. I did clean my garage a little bit, so everything's moved around some, but definitely looks a lot better than what it did. So, position this thing where I want, and we'll get started. If you have any questions, feel free to ask while I'm here. But a couple projects I need to do. I do need to do this pizza maker, but I don't think I have the grinding wheel that, at least I do. So let's do that now. So if you want an example of what exactly you could learn to weld for at home, because I have that memberships program, one of these, Fitzel Maker. This person had it for a while, and I guess his wife really likes it and doesn't want to get a new one. And that hinge has just broken off over time for metal fatigue. So I have to fix it. This is something you could learn to do at your own home with the right tools. I'll show you how to do it. And this is kind of the things that I would like to focus on if you're going to become a member. So I'm going to teach you guys how to fix and do stuff like this. Relatively simple. Bring it over here. There we go. It's relatively simple, but if you don't have the know-how, then it's going to be pretty tough. Why are you looking up there? Hey, right here. Thank you. Back up a little bit. There we go. That's better. All right. So the first thing that I need to check on is the material. I'm pretty confident. It's stainless steel. I'm just take a magnet. So if this was cast iron, it'd be a much darker, blacker, more porous material. And this does not magnetize at all. So it is probably and more than likely stainless. Based on the color, based on the fact that it's not tarnished at all, I'm gonna say it's probably stainless. Now, this is a very little hinge. I'm gonna record this. All right, this is a very basic fits all maker. You gotta, that's no fun. Let's fix it. Zoom tracking. let's go to this. Sorry guys, I'm just adjusting my camera a little bit so it's easier to see for the Facebook peoples. There we go. All right. Okay. So, first thing I have to do with this is I gotta clean it off. I wanna get a really nice, consistent weld, and I'm just going to make sure that the material is clean for attack. So, pretty good. Now, since it is stainless, and since it is very small, I am going to take my TIG welder and weld it with that. I do have a stubby setup on here. That should be more than enough, actually. Now the lens I'm going to use, I'm not going to use a lens. I've got this little stubby collet. I've got this little stubby collet right here. 16th inch tungsten, 2% serrated. I'm going to put on a size 8 cup. That should be more than enough gas coverage for this little thing. I don't think I need to use any more than that. But I'll keep this little stubby guy on here. Clean up my tungsten a little bit. Now this is not going to be easy fix to make here. This is going to be relatively difficult. You know, one thing the guy said when I picked it up, he said, oh, it should be pretty simple. It's just a couple quick tacks. I'm like, well, here's the problem with that. If I just make a couple quick tacks, I don't get full penetration, and chances are the crack that's already there will propagate pretty quick, so it won't last very long. So it's a little bit more than a couple quick tacks. However, that does not mean this is a complicated fix. This is a relatively simple fix. You just need to prep this thing properly. I'm going to line these up exactly how they're supposed to be. I'm going to use the same stainless filament I've been using for exhaust tubing, 308L. Use the same stuff, and then get a tack on the back side here, flip it over, get tacks on the front side, and I'm actually going to grind down and create a bevel that I can fill up. It's going to be kind of difficult, but it should last way longer than just putting a couple quick tacks on it, calling it a day. The last thing I want from a customer is somebody to call me, you know, even a year down the line and go, hey, the tack's broke. Because even though I don't necessarily warranty crack repairs, it still don't look good. Now, the important part too is that I will take my ground and ground this to the piece itself. We have to be very careful with this because of any electronics in here. This is a very simple product with a coil heater in it. It shouldn't burn it out, especially with me running as low of amperage as I am. One thing I don't want it to do is I don't want it to arc across all the stuff. So actually, I'm going to put the ground right where I'm welding. That way the arc doesn't have anywhere to go. Well, I have less of a chance of it arcing across a whole bunch of stuff. Of course, that's going to be harder than I really thought. Need a little brown, man. I just need you to stay on there long enough for me to tack you. That's it. There we go. See what we got here. I was not expecting that. The material just started kind of burning up. Try that again. There's a little bit of filler metal, but it could just be the fact that this material is just very, it could just be the fact that this material is very, very dirty. We'll see. If not, I will break out a stick rod and pack it. That's fascinating. It smells like a waffle iron. All right. So the material is probably, if I had to guess, the material is probably just too dirty. It's not acting like I would expect. And I was afraid that was going to happen. I was just really hoping I could just fill it up. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So, what I am going to do, and this is exactly why stick welding is still a thing, because I can weld dirty material with it. This material is, it could also have a lot of magnesium in it. Yeah, it just didn't take. It's got porosity in it and everything. So it's definitely stainless steel though. But what I am going to do is break out the stick welder. Break out the stick welder and stick weld it. That's the next best option that I got. Alright, and I gotta get out my So I'm going to use Blue Demon, of course, Blue Demon, 16th inch 308L-16 electrode. If this doesn't do it, there's something else. Andrew Sanchez asked me, which process would I prefer to choose for work? Well, it depends on the project. I've been a stick welder for 15 years on the pipeline. Well, not on the pipeline, but on pipeline projects. So that is going to be my initial option because I have the most experience with that. But in reality, it depends on the project. Every process has its own benefits. Now this is going to be, so like I said, TIG welding didn't work out. So I'm going to stick weld this 308L-16 welding electrode I gotta be cautious. Because one, I could overheat the material, but also two, if this material is not weldable, it'll crack. So I gotta pay attention. Do about 25 amps. Let's see how we go. Now with stick welding this, I'm probably not going to grind down as much. I'm not going to do a full penetration weld. Stick this on there again. Alright. Here we go. Popping at me again. Well, nope, it won't weld. So the only other thing I can do here it won't weld. It won't weld with that filler metal. Let me try one more time. But what's happening is as I hit the arc, it's popping, which means it's just really porous. Let's try again. Nope. Nope. You won't do it. Matter of fact, the weld just broke off in my hand. Now, wait a second. It did it there. Oh, maybe it will weld. Maybe it will weld. Alright, that's, So I got it to stick to the one side, but the actual, well then I have another idea. Now if this doesn't work, I can't weld it. But what I will do is I will braze it. do a little TIG braze. So I'm going to find a way to round this directly without jumping. What I'll do is I'm going to do a butter pass. That butter pass, hopefully, will put some filler metal down that can be used as the base material. If it's compatible. If it's not, well then we're just kind of out of luck. Alright, try not to heat this up too much. So now I can sand this down, mate it up, and then weld it that way. Hopefully. Okay, never mind. As I was sanding this thing down, I literally just popped the weld off. So, to save face, I'm gonna leave it be for now. What I will do is I'm gonna go get some either silicon bronze or some silver, and I'll braze it. That's the best option that I got now. If I sit here and keep trying to weld it, I could ruin the material. And I don't want to do that. So I should be able to do a TIG braze on this. Should. So we'll save that for another time. What time is it? Oh, I got some time. All right, well, I'm gonna work on this exhaust now. There's always a solution to everything. It's just a matter of finding it. Peekaboo. So, all right. Well, then I will back this up, and I will set up a TIG welder to weld this exhaust tubing, because I gotta get this done. Set up my purge. This. Put my clamps in here. This thing feels better than it ever did. this anyways. Right there. It'll look pretty good once I polish it up and get the colors pop. Let's get this purge set up. Pop my makeshift plug. In there. I've got 1, 2.5 more 90s to do. So turn this on. Purge the shit out of it. Run about 15 CFH through it. Iron me up with the other. Alright, got my pulse set up, and then I'm going to set up my other collet. Maybe. There she is. Which one? Yeah. This little lens ain't gonna get me the coverage that I want. So I gotta switch to, I'll show you the difference here. This is kind of some of the stuff you want to become a member on my channel, $10 a month. We'll go through welding and what the difference is and you know how to set your own machine up. But right now I have this. This is a size 8 collet on a diffuser. And these are great because I can get a really small collet or a really small lens and get into really tight spaces or do little tiny work. But the problem with them is that they don't get the greatest gas coverage in the world. I'll show you the difference here. So I got the gas. Coming in through here and then coming out through these little holes. Okay. These little holes here. The problem is that when the gas comes out, goes out at this angle, then comes down this angle, and it creates a lot of turbulence. So to fix that, you can use one of these. This is a gas lens. This gas lens allows a straighter flow, which means you need to use less total gas in order to get the coverage that you want. So it saves you on gas and you get less turbulent flow. The problem is that they only can make them so small. So putting a small collet on, putting a small lens on like this may not be an option on a lens. But I'm going from a size 8 to a size 16. The reason why I'm going to a size 16 for this exhaust tubing is that stainless needs a lot of gas coverage for a long period of time. So in order to keep up with that, we have this lens. It covers the whole area. You get less burnout, which means you're burning the chromium and the nickel off. And when you burn the chromium and the nickel off, it's not stainless steel anymore. So we got to keep that gas coverage as best we can so we don't cause burnout. And two, I turn my pre-gas up to like 0.3 seconds, and I turn my post gas up to about 6 seconds. So when the arc comes off, I'll hold it there for 6 seconds while that metal cools, because if I pull it away when it's red hot, you lose your gas coverage, and you can also gray out the stainless or burn it out. So, that being said, I've got all this done. I've got 2.5 more 90s to do on this one, and then it'll be time to do the other pipe. The things that I do have to do, again, in TIG welding, you have to make sure everything's clean, super clean. So, acetone, wipe this stuff down. Now, I only have 25 minutes left or so. That'll be enough time to maybe get half of this 90 done. All right. Now, my purge has been going on for that whole time, so I should have gotten rid of all the oxygen inside the tubing, and should be able to weld this out without causing any sugaring. That should be pretty good right there. Yeah, that's pretty good. I should be able to get that. All right, here we go. Back on the grind again. Yep. Oh, pretty good. I do need to set my darkness a little better though. It's not. There we go. That looks pretty decent. just so. How's that work? Yeah, that'll work. That type of bending hurts my back today. Ooh boy. Now it's gonna be worth it, that's for sure. Looking pretty good otherwise. Like it. Beautiful. Coming out pretty nice. I'm digging it. I'm also tired as shit. Yep. You guys are doing good today. Pretty quiet. Okay, I got like 10 minutes left. dirty spot of the stainless right there. My God. That's a real dirty spot. That's beautiful. All right. Coming along nicely. This one's got a little bit of a gap. Not a big deal. Go. Okay. Getting somewhere with this. It's kind of a pretty daunting task here. A minute to cool down right in this tight spot. What we got? No. Such is life. One thing I always remember is that pretty much everything is bad for you in some way or form. It's just all a matter of how much. Good example is oxygen. Oxygen keeps us alive, but it can also be really bad for us if we have too much. The sun. We also need it to stay alive, but too much can, give us cancer. Nitrogen. Nitrogen's 70-ish%, 72, 75, 78% of the air we breathe, 78 to 80% of the air we breathe. However, too much, it'll kill us. Just how life works, man. To stop here soon. Should be able to get this one done, I think. Beaut. All right. That's going to be it for me for today. There we go. Yeah, looks good. Are there any questions at all? Yeah, that's all right. People troll all the time, not a big deal. I'm used to it. It is what it is, man. Oh. All right, well, that's gonna be it for me for this morning. Remember, if you guys want to become a member of the channel, you're gonna get daily content. Ow, fucking son of a bitch. Also, become the live members tier. You get, live welding lessons twice a month, every month. You also get part of my YouTube community page where you'll see a whole bunch of daily posts that I put up. I'm gonna start doing more and more, even though I don't have any members yet. So once you get in there, you'll have a whole bunch of stuff that you can see, read, and listen to. For example, get out of there. Ugh. For example, I'm going to start doing a podcast, kind of like a daily 15-minute podcast on some information. Usually I'll have something to do. I'm going to try and stay on topic with something to do with the lessons that were, the previous lessons that had just been done. Now, of course, these next couple podcasts are just to get you started on stuff. Maybe recommendations on equipment, recommendations on material, recommendations on where to set up your stuff, and so on, stuff like that. So, if you want to view things like that, $10 a month every month. $10 a month every month. You get the daily podcasts. It's going to take me a little bit to build them up, but get there. Live welding lessons, Friday nights, like every other Friday night. And then, of course, a whole bunch of the community stuff, posts, pictures, polls, project ideas, stuff like that. I'll be doing home project stuff. Like, for example, I have this right here. I have this weld bench that I made a while back, just out of leftover materials that I had or that I could source up, and I'm gonna redo it. So I'm gonna keep the top, I'm gonna make the bottom a cabinet versus this weird box thing that I have. So that's gonna be part of that membership program, showing you how to make something like this. Fabrication, getting the materials, what processes to use, how to cut it, how to measure, square, level, everything. So details that I want to go into that I wouldn't normally go into on a standard YouTube channel, because the majority of people watching standard YouTube stuff don't watch that stuff. So if you do want to watch it, $10 a month. It's a great value at $10 a month, because you'll be able to learn a lot of things that you would learn in welding school, but you don't have to go to welding school for it. Now, that being said, I wouldn't replace welding school with this program. If you want to become a career welder, I would also go to welding school. But this will definitely supplement and help. So anyways, thanks for watching. Go on the YouTube membership page if that's something you're interested in. I gotta get these chickens out and I gotta go, so I'll see you later.